What's going on, guys? One love out to everybody. We got UFC Fight Night. Brunson versus Till. Prediction breakdown, guys. Before I get started, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, and sign up to my Patreon account, which I'll leave a link down below. Alright? Let's jump into this card, guys. We got 10 fights in this card. A lot of changes. A lot of short notice fights here, man. A lot. So if the fight's short notice, I'll let you know that. Also, I'm gonna give my MMA odds breakdown too. Check out the odds after I finish doing the breakdowns. Just let you know if the odds are too high, right? Jonathan Martinez versus Marcelo Rojo. Jonathan Martinez here. He's a pretty well-rounded guy. He can take this fight anywhere. His ground is not bad. His stand-up is pretty decent. But he can get low volume at times. But he will keep the pace in the later rounds though, right? So his last fight against David Grant, he got an overhand left. But, I mean, it happens, you know what I'm saying? Your chin not meant to get hit. Against Thomas Almeida, he looked good. Against Frankie Sainz, he looks good. Andre Ewell fight, I felt he won that. Against Penguin Lou, he looked really good in that one. Caught him with a knee in that one, right? Lost to Sokaham, but yeah, as I said, it happens, you know what I'm saying? If you're in this cage, you're competing, losing the fight is very possible. Like last week there, forgot to mention that. Man, that was a big upset, wasn't it? The last card there against, oh man, Merchant against Murdoch. Oh man, wow. I never really saw that coming, man. I mean, again, anything is possible. That is what I tell you guys. There's nothing definite, nothing guaranteed. But Merchant he looked good in there. He actually looked even faster, and he was landing shots. He was connecting. So I mean, again, man, when you see the odds so high on a guy, sometimes you have to question it. But Murdoch, you know what I'm saying, he has the skills, and then on paper, he should have won the fight. But again, it all depends on how prepared the guy come in there. Look at Merchant coming to this fight serious. He came to this fight saying, I'm not going to lose in this one. And he actually beat him on stand-up too. And took him down. He actually beat him up in the fight. So he beat him standing up and he beat him on the ground, man. And he beat him with condition and cardio. So that was a good win for Merchant. Like I said, I'm not here to disrespect any of these guys. Any guys here have the shot. It's just my opinion, basically. You know what I'm saying? It could be a confident pick, but that doesn't mean that the guy's going to win. You know what I'm saying? So if you're in the cage and you're fighting or any kind of sport, you have a chance to pull off a win regardless. Even if you are underdog or favorite, whatever it is, you still have a chance, man. Because anything can happen. You just don't know. So his opponent here, kind of went off track there for a little bit. His opponent here, Marcelo Rojo. Marcelo Rojo, short notice. I think it's supposed to be, like I said, the guy short notice, I'll let you guys know. It's supposed to be Nathaniel Wood, but Wood withdrew. So Marcelo Rojo is jumping in there, right? Rojo is not bad, man. Pretty well-rounded guy too. He will look for the finish. Stand up or ground. So he will look for submit you or knock you out, right? Very aggressive, man. He pushed forward consistently, right? But he will slow down though. And I usually slow down in that third round. He's gonna have a 2-inch of reach here. And let me see here. Like I said, he'll put more output out there. But he can get taken down and he can get flash knockdowns. So this is a guy where if you hit him with something, he just get dazed. Flash. And then he could fall down, but then he will recover. So this is a guy where durability is not much there. You know what I'm saying? He could get a hit with something and then he could go out. But then he tried to recover. So he'd be wobbly and like trying to compose himself, right? Rojo here has, let me see. He's been knocked out one time, been submitted 4. It's pretty much even. Jonathan been knocked out one time. There's never been submitted though. I was kind of going for Rojo, but then I kind of switched my play here. I feel on durability. I feel Martinez could be a little more durable here. And also for Rojo is a kind of short notice, but still we see short notice guys can come in here and get the win too. So like I said, anything is possible, guys. Anything is possible, you know. Believe that. Believe me, I tell you that. So the guy could be short, he could win. He could be short notice, win. The guy could be freaking over 1,000 odds, you know, to win off the fight and underdog win. So nothing guaranteed, man. But I'm gonna go with Martinez for the win here, guys. And but it's a good matchup though. These guys are kind of similar in skill set. But I like Martinez by decision, guys. All right. Next fight here, we got Dalcha Lungiambula versus, man, I think I pronounced that right, versus Marc-André Barriault. Dalcha here, very explosive guy, man. This guy's a tank. This guy is very freaking explosive. It's wild. Judo black belt there. He's going to have the 3-inch reach, heavy-handed. He will look for the slam, look to pick you up and slam you, man. But he will gas out, and he gasses out bad. He fades bad, dude. You know, he will still fight, but then he'll be wobbly, like dazed, like just moving towards you, trying to, you know, try to hold you because he's a more judo. So you're trying to get into the clinch, you know, kind of close the distance, maybe to look for a throw, sweep, or to slam you, right? But he gasses bad, and he gasses right after the second round. You start to fade out, man. And the way how he strikes, man, is it's stiff. You know what I'm saying? It's like looks like he's not relaxed. You know, it looks like he's not even breathing in there, like he's just tightening up everything and just swinging wild. And when he swings, his legs leave the ground. There's no foundation there. You know what I'm saying? His balance is off when he's striking. His slams are good though, and he's a powerful striker. If he connect, if you know, swinging wild like that, if he connect to somebody's jaw, it doesn't really take much pressure. But this guy is totally wild, man. And then when he gasses, man, right? So this guy is a guy where when you start to fight top level guys, you know, it's gonna be tougher for him because he's not composed. And fighting like that, just swinging bombs, he just going there and start swinging wild. If it connects, it connects. But against an experienced guy who can see that coming, he's gonna pace themselves, and they're gonna follow up, or they're gonna make you gas yourself up, and then later in the second, third round, they're gonna capitalize on you burning yourself out by tightening up and stiffening and not breathing in the fight. It's pretty similar to what Magomed Ankalaev did, right? Kind of like make him burn himself out. His opponent here, Mark. Mark is going to have the 5-inch of height. And the reach, believe it or not, Dalcha has the 3-inch of reach there. You know what I'm saying? And for being 5'8", he has a long reach on him. But Mark going to have the height, a 5-inch of height. Mark, in my opinion, is more technically sound. He's more composed and pick his shots. He has more of a striking base, but he will also look for the takedown. And he has a nasty ground and pound. So this is a guy that will pace himself and carry the fight. But he can get hurt in the fight, though, but then he will recover. And Lungiambula can get hurt too. You know, as I said, it's a guy that will get hurt and wobble towards you, just trying to get a clinch so that he can push you to the ground. This is a tough one, guys, but man, it's hard to pick Lungan to win this fight, man, because, man, I mean, yeah, he comes in there and swing wild, and he can land a shot. If he land a punch, he could knock out Mark. I mean, it's possible. I mean, your face not meant to get hit. You know what I'm saying? If Dalcha come in here and swing wild, he can land something, but man, it's kind of hard to just look at that as, oh man, hopefully he lands it. So I'm gonna go more the technical guy here who can compose himself and, you know, stay long range, probably make Lungan, you know, probably burn himself out. You know, so I'm gonna go with Mark here for the win, and I'm gonna say Mark by KO TKO, but I'm not confident though, guys. Okay, because like I said, you know, it only take one shot. And Dalcha is a very powerful guy. He's very athletic. He seems very physically strong. He could be physically stronger than Mark, but then he fades though. He's very explosive. So it's a fight where it can go either way. And in my opinion, from watching videos, this is an even fight, in my opinion. Dalcha shouldn't be a favorite here, or a high favorite. You know what I'm saying? I would say more Mark being a favorite, but very close. But I say it's an even fight. But I like Mark by KO TKO, guys. Alright. Next fight here. We have Chris Jourdain versus Julian Erosa. Chris Jourdain here, man. BJJ black belt. Pretty well-rounded guy, man. Decent striking. He got power. We'll also look for the submission. And he's going to be the quicker fighter here, right? His time and precision, in and out movements is a lot quicker than Erosa, right? Let me see. I think the reach and height could be similar. 5'9", 6'9". No, actually here... Actually, Julian Erosa is going to have the 5-inch reach and the 4-inch of height. That's freaking massive, dude. 4-inch of height and 5-inch of reach. Yep. Problem with this fight, though, man, his opponent here, Erosa, he's well-rounded. You can say he's a veteran because been in the UFC a couple times and came back. He was even on the Contender Series too, right? Thinking about Julian Erosa here, I mean, he's a good fighter, man. But he's been knocked out 5 times, though. He's been knocked out 5 times. He put to sleep 5 times. So this is a guy here where he's not too durable. And fighting a guy like Jourdain who can hit and counter and knows how to strike. And his ground game is not bad. You take him down, he gets back up, he will scramble, he doesn't really lay on his back like that. Even though Erosa have 11 by knockout, 11 by submission, like I said, he's a veteran, but he's been knocked out 5 times. And he's just not durable. It's kind of difficult pick a guy like this to win a fight, you know, when you know it takes one shot, which it takes one shot for anybody, but some people can take a little bit more than others. His fight against Choi, just that one shot. You know, guys who don't really strike too well or not pinpoint accurate, he can get away with it. Sean Woodson had a chance there, but then he gassed out. You know, he couldn't compose himself. These other fights here, Juliars, Grant Dawson, like all these guys are pinpoint accurate strikers. You know, whenever he faces a guy that can hit and knows how to strike, even if the reach is long or short, you know, he just have a hard time with them, right? So basically for this one, man, the next thing too about Erosa here, Erosa, he's going to be the slower fighter here. Like I said, he's going to be slower. Jourdain going to be the way quicker guy here. And his head is straight up. You ride his chin straight up in the air, man. That's why he gets caught all the time. And he gets caught too because his head is right on the center line. And then his, what they call it, timing or his reflexes, you know, it's not that quick. So he's not quick enough to move out the way. And plus his head is straight up. So I'm going to go with Jourdain here for the win. And again, guys, anything is possible here. And, you know, I mean, like I said, we saw, you know, with the Merchant and the McDowell fight. You know, Merchant supposedly was supposed to be the slower guy there. And McDowell was supposed to go in there and just destroy him. And that didn't happen. He went the other way. So Julian Erosa being the more experienced guy here, the veteran, he could win here, man. I mean, he could pull off a win here. And then he's going to have the reach. You know, he's going to have the reach advantage and the height. But man, it's just a durability, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with Charles Jourdain here for the win. I'm going to say Charles Jourdain by KO TKO, guys. Alright. Jack Shore versus Liudvik Solion. Oh, that's a hell of a name. Cool name, actually. Shore here, BJJ black belt. Very well-rounded guy here, man. I'm pretty impressed with Jack Shore here, man. This is a good fighter. He plays the game well, so you know he knows when to stand up and he knows when to take it to the ground. And his movement, his striking is on point. His ground game is freaking nice. BJJ black belt, like I mentioned, and he can take this fight anywhere, man. The guy is 14-0, is undefeated, and he's undefeated in also his amateur too. That's a massive amateur. He's undefeated there too. 11-0 amateur, man. So this guy's record is pretty good. His opponent here, Sholinian, which I believe this is the next fight here where it's a short notice too. I believe Jack Shores was supposed to fight what happened here? Zavid Lasovili? Did I pronounce that right? Yeah. Zavid Lasovili? Yeah, he's supposed to fight this guy here who is undefeated. So this record, oh my goodness, man, that's a padded record, dude. This is probably maybe one of the worst padded records I've ever seen. Oh man, like all of his fights, dude, are 0-0. Only his recent 2 fights, 24-10 and 6-0, but all of his fights are all 0-0-0-0-0. So he's basically fighting guys who are making their debuts. Oh wow. Well, he's supposed to fight that guy, but look at that guy, probably fell off. Yeah, he withdrew, so it's a short notice here. So what I've seen from Liudvik here, hopefully I pronounced that right, he pushes forward aggressive, he will look for the takedown, but can be defended against, right? So even though he looks for takedown, you can sprawl on him, you can stop his takedown, right? He's also hittable, okay? And his head is straight up, man. I noticed in his fights when he's coming forward, his striking is, I think his main thing is his ground. I believe he's more, I want to say more rested, more BJJ, but his striking though is just like kind of suspect. You know, he kind of slow at the movement. His head, he takes a lot of shots to the face. His head is straight up. He doesn't take his head off center line. And again, Sure, I mean, Sure's going to capitalize on that. And also, this guy making a short notice. And like I said, he will go for shots, and he will try to take you down. But you know what I'm saying? Sure will defend that. And also, you can take him down too. So, and he will defend, but you can get him down. So, I'm liking Sure. Like I said, I'm high on Sure here. I feel Sure is a freaking good fighter, man. And this is a guy where I see he can be champion. 136. Yeah, man, he can be champion, man. This guy Sure is a pretty good fighter, man. Yeah, I'm kind of high on Sure here. So I'm gonna go Sure. I'm gonna say Sure by submission. And I'm sure. I'm sure that Sure will win, for sure. Confident pick, guys. All right. So we got Sure there. Confident pick by submission, guys. Next fight here, we got Jae Young Kim versus Molly Mcken. Man. Jae Young Kim here, man. She's gonna have a massive freaking 10-inch of reach, dude. Like I said, man, just having that reach alone, you supposed to win the fight. 10-inch of reach? Dude, you have 10-inch of reach, you can hit the guy from the other side of the room. You can be at the end of the cage and hit the guy on the other side of the cage. I mean, that's how long that reach is, man. I mean, you don't even have to go into the pocket. You can stay way on the outside and win the fight without closing the distance. Just use your jab and use your footwork to move around and set up off your jab. Even throw some kicks too, right? But when I think about Kim though, she's very low volume though. That's the thing, man, and she don't turn it up. You know, she may do it later on in the round, but she starts off slow. She can get taken down. But when she throws though, she will throw like I said, and she has hands and she'll let the hands go when she's ready. But she's gonna be the slower fighter here, man. And from what I've seen, sometimes she uses her reach good, but hardly, man. I mean, hardly. Alex Grasso was her last fight. It's the same thing, you know. Alex Grasso has a short reach, dude. She has a 66-inch reach, man. You know what I mean? And like I said, if you have 10 reach of your opponent, man, you know, she has 72. You know what I mean? I mean, Molly Mcken is going to have a way, way shorter reach. But 62, damn. Her opponent here, Molly Mcken, she's going to throw more volume and she's going to push forward, man. She's going to push herself into the pocket of this fight. She's going to come into the pocket straight ahead at you. She's going to be the quicker fighter. But she can get taken down and she can get grinded out. But she's more the aggressive fighter here that's going to throw punches. She's going to come in here and let her hands go. Kim will throw, but it's slow. And she's low volume. You understand? So you have a girl like McCann, yeah, you know, she's going to come in here and fight, but she's going to put more output out there. You know, she's going to throw more punches. You know what I'm saying? She's going to push forward coming in. She's going to close the distance. You know, I don't think she's going to stay on the outside, which, I mean, whoever is coaching her would say close the distance quick as they can. Because you're the quicker fighter and Kim going to have a 10-inch reach. You don't want to stay on the outside with her. So, This one, guys, I'll be very careful with it because, again, 10-inch of reach. If Kim coming in with a good game plan and just decides to let her hands go like Merchant, and just decide to let her hands go and you know, and just pull off a win, it's possible. So, but I'm gonna go with McCann for the win just because of the output and just the volume, pushing forward, aggressiveness. Against Kim, doesn't really use the reach too well, and slower fighter and low volume. So Merchant, I got Merchant in my head now. Wow. That's a good win by that guy though, man. I mean, I give it to him. Like I said, I'm not here to disrespect any fighters or all these fighters, man. They're here to, you know, to perform and do their thing, right? This is how they make their living, and you know, hats off to all the guys in there, man, and to all the ladies, right? You know, it's not an easy sport to come in here and fight. Like I said, it's a dangerous sport because they're putting their health on the line. And like I said, your health is your wealth. So enough respect to those guys and women, man. All right. But I'm going to go with McCann for the win here. I'm going to say McCann by decision, guys. All right. Next fight here, we have Luigi Vendramini, hopefully I pronounced that right, versus Paddy Pimblett. So Paddy made it to the UFC. I guess they had the eyes on that guy for a minute. Luigi here, he's a pretty well-rounded guy, man. BJJ black belt, I believe. He swings wild, very aggressive, and he will look for takedowns and the submission. And he will pressure forward, aggressiveness. He has no decisions, man. This is a guy that ends all his fights. So when you see that, you know, a guy finishes fights, he don't go decision, then that's a dangerous guy to fight. You know what I'm saying? That guy don't have nothing to lose. So he come in there to finish. Let's see here. Luigi, yeah, he's 5 KO and 4 by submission. So he's either going to submit you or he's going to knock you out. Either one of the two. I don't think that this is a short notice though. Let me see. Let's see here. Luigi. Nah, that's not a short notice there. His opponent here though, Paddy Pimblett. He's making his debut there, coming from Cage Warriors. He's been in Cage Warriors for minutes, for a long time. I guess he started way back there, 2012, but most of his career is in Cage Warrior. Crafty guy, man, very dangerous on the ground actually. And his ground and pounds are nasty too. His striking though, what I see from his recent fight, it has gotten better, and he put on a little bit more like weight on him. I guess he added more muscle. His striking is looking better, and it's, you know, still in the works. You know, the more he practices, the more he trains, he's gonna get better at it, right? But as I said, but it still needs improvement though. And like I said, he added on a little bit more muscles there. But the main thing to this guy, he will use his striking to set up his takedowns, and he will definitely look for the submission, man. I mean, the submission is his thing, man, or the ground and pound. But this fight here is a tricky one because Luigi has a ground game too, and Luigi can strike. And I would probably say I want to say the more well-rounded guy would be Luigi, but I mean, if you look at Pimblett here, I mean, Pibble is or Paddy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, his striking has gotten better, and his ground game is crazy. It's crafty, he's sneaky on the ground, and he will lock up whatever submission he can get on, man. Ankle, knee, toe, whatever he can get. So I'm gonna go with Pimblett here, Paddy Pimblett for the win here. And I'm not confident because Luigi, you know, he throws heavy, man, and there's sometimes with Paddy, at least from his older fights, his head is straight up, and if Luigi can connect to him, you know, you just never know. I don't think he's been knocked out before though, but I think he's been submitted. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, he's been submitted one time. So it's a tricky fight, you know. He's been submitted one time. You got Luigi here, who's been knocked out, but he also has a submission game. But Paddy's is nasty on the ground. So, but I'm gonna go with Paddy for the win, and I'm gonna say Paddy by submission. But I'm not confident, guys. So be careful with this one, because Luigi can pull off a win here. All right. This is actually a tough card, guys, because we're dealing with guys who have been losing, and you know, not all the guys, but we're dealing with a couple guys that's been losing. They're kind of coming back, and you know what I'm saying, like Khalil here, you know, 2-fight losing, you know, and then you have Modesto, you know, been on like 2-fight losing. So it's like majority of the cards is kind of like that. You know, the guys are losing back to back, so it's difficult to like predict it, even to break it down, because you just don't know what's gonna happen. It could go either way, man. You know what I'm saying? Khalil Rountree here, you know. I mean, he has more of a striking base, but he can get taken down. Very, very heavy striker, very heavy leg kicks. But he will fade though, and he fade as the fight goes on, right? And then after he starts fading, he kind of get low volume, and he kind of freezes up. Like he pauses in there a lot, and then he doesn't throw anymore. So he may let go some stuff in the first, but then into the second, he's just starting like to. It's like his mind is not in it. You know, it's more like a mental thing. Again, I'm not here to disrespect the guys. I'm just from what I've seen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just breaking it down, just my opinion. But I just feel like he starts off okay, and then he just starts to decline as the fight goes on. Like he doesn't throw much anymore. It's like he doesn't believe in himself, you know. And usually we see that a lot. And then once you don't believe in yourself, then you know that is when everything goes out the door, because you don't believe in yourself. So you don't believe that you can throw with a punch or a kick, or even throw it with that amount of power. His opponent here, Modesto. Modesto is going to have the 4-inch of reach and a 2-inch of height, right? Which is massive, right? Striking base, his movement is not bad, and he fights long range. So he uses his distance and range. You know, uses it pretty well, man. I mean, the guy still on the outside, set up from the outside, have a spinning heel kick on him there. Lost against Jimmy Cole, been knocked out. Kind of close fight here with Michael. But again, man, this fight here, man, I mean, can Khalil beat this guy? I mean, you know, only Khalil knows that. Because like I said, I feel like Khalil has like a mental. It's like his mind is not in it. And the reason why I said that, because of his last fights here, I think it was against Johnny Walker. After he got that elbow, that was it, man. That elbow changed him. He beat Eric Anders though, but then Yeon, same thing, the ground and pound. And Morrison, it just, I mean, the Morrison fight just showed it that he has a mental, like his mind is not there. He just, Morrison has landed more shots on him. Morrison was more active, and Khalil was just kind of like, you know, kind of holding back. He wasn't letting anything go. He's kind of low volume. So for those reasons, I'm gonna go with Modesta for the win. I mean, Modesta is a pretty good fighter, man. I mean, he's not a bad fighter. He's a pretty well-rounded guy. Look like he has more of a karate base on him, taekwondo base. So I'm gonna go with Modesto. I'm gonna say Modesto by decision, guys. All right. Next fighter, we got David Zawada versus Alex Morono. I believe this fighter could be a short notice. Yep. It's supposed to be Sergey Kanagodsko. Hopefully I pronounced that right. So let me see here. Alright, so it's not going to be him anymore. It's going to be Alex Morono. Alright, so this is a tough one. This is a tough one here too, guys. I can see this going either way too, man. David here is going to have the 3-inch of reach, which is massive. Fight long, striking base, but he can get taken down, man. So this is a guy who will land off all his shots on you and connect, but then you get him down, and even in the first round, second round, third round, right? And sometimes he just lays on his back. Sometimes he will scramble back up. Early in the rounds, he will scramble back up. But then after the second, third round, I mean, he would just accept the takedowns and just be on his back, right? So basically, he can get grounded out in the fight, man. If you are a good wrestler or BJJ, black belts, or just have a decent ground game, you can beat the guy. Like I said, though, his stand-up is dangerous, though. So this is a guy that will knock you out, man. I mean, he's a powerful striker. He's accurate. And his foundation, his striking foundation is not bad. But like, again, he can get taken down. He has 11 by knockout, man. So his stand-up is his thing. Alex Morono, in my opinion here, I would say is a more well-rounded guy here, and he could get this fight to the ground. If he studies David and he studies him and see that, okay, first round is, you know, he comes in strong. You know, so you have to be careful. You know, just move around for a little bit, let him burn himself out. You know, kind of landing strikes because Alex also has, I believe, a Taekwondo base or karate base. And if you can move around with him for a little bit and land some shots, kind of wear him down. Second, third round, you can more push the pace by moving in, kind of closing the distance and looking for takedowns. I don't think Alex should just strike with this guy straight up, because if it's a straight up striking match, I could see David winning the fight. I mean, if there's no takedowns in this fight, if Alex don't really look for takedowns, I could see David winning. But again, I could be wrong. Alex could even out striking. Like I said, Alex striking is not bad either. You know what I'm saying? I believe he has a Taekwondo base or karate base, right? Alex here, he's well-rounded. And when he's on, he's on. When he's on, he's on, right? But with Alex here, Alex can drop the ball though. And he usually drop the ball against guys who are more technical in the striking, like Anthony Pettis, when he just stand up alone. Chaos Williams caught him with overhand. Jourdain Means. You know, guys, you know, that kind of like know distance in the range and knows how to move in there, like Anthony Pettis. So with Daniel Cerrone, you know, he just went in there and just did his thing quickly. And with Daniel Cerrone is pretty much, I mean, from my opinion, like I don't like tell guys what to do, but it'd be cool if Daniel Cerrone, you know, kind of retire now. You know what I mean? He doesn't really need to fight no more, man. I mean, he did this for a long time, man. The guy is about 36 and 16. I mean, been doing fighting for a while. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good to hang it up. You know, you gotta know when to quit, man. So remember, your health is your wealth. So you keep carrying on like that, you're just doing more damage to you, because then you're not seeing the shots coming anymore. You're not reacting to the shots anymore, and you're just taking a beating. You know what I'm saying? You're taking mad beating. You're taking mad brain damage. So it's time to hang it up. Whenever you see you're not seeing the shots and you get to finish in the first round, it's time to hang it up, man. So, and Alex is also a BJJ black belt too. So like I said, he can take this fight anywhere he wants to. But I feel like the ground is where his edge will be more. Because with David is, I believe, in my opinion, David could be the more powerful striker and the more accurate, right? The more devastating striker. But this one's a tough one. I was kind of going towards David, but I kind of switched to Alex. I'm kind of back and forward, and I'm not confident in this one, guys. But I'm gonna go with Alex Morono for the win here. Short notice for Alex in a kind of way, but I'm liking Alex, but I'm not confident, and I'm gonna say Alex by decision, guys. All right. Next fight here, we have Tom Aspinall versus Sergey Spicbak. Tom here, BJJ black belt. He's a well-rounded guy, man. Can take this fight anywhere if he wants. His hands are not bad. His boxing, he's got nice speed, especially for a 244 guy, 244 for a heavyweight. His hands are quick. Got speed on those hands. He's gonna have a 2-inch of reach. Like I said here, I'm reading from my notes, guys. He got quick hands for a heavyweight, man. So this guy is not a bad fighter, man. Against Andrei Arlovski, you can see that, you know, he was tagging Andrei Arlovski in the first round, but Andrei Arlovski is a veteran, and he actually hurt Andrei Arlovski in the first round, but then Andrei Arlovski is a veteran, and what does veterans do? They kind of pace themselves, and they kind of look for the openings, and kind of like sit back a little bit, and kind of wear and tear, and you kind of break you down, you know what I'm saying? They make you gas yourself out while they just kind of pace themselves and catch you in the later rounds. But Andrei Arlovski was trying to do that, and you know, the game planning from Aspinall out of his corner, he went out there and go for takedown. It's MMA. You can do takedowns, you can submission, you can do stand-up. So that's a smart move by Aspinall, and that showed me that this kid is like, he's well-rounded, and he's not going to just stand up and strike with you, you know, and take a chance of losing when he can see that the guy is trying to make you get tired so that he can outstrike you or take you to deep waters and drown you. So he went in there and go for a quick takedown, and Andre wasn't even expecting that, and he got a rear naked choke. So Aspinall has a good fight IQ. All right. So his opponent here, Spikvac. Spikvac is pretty well-rounded guy. Also, yeah, ground game. His ground game seems to be more of his strong point there, but he's slow at the movement though. Very slow at the movement, and I wasn't too impressed with him with his last performance against Olnik, because man, there was points of that fight where I really thought All Night was going to win the fight, man. I really thought All Night was going to win that fight, man. Because it's just, All Night was landing shots on him, landing uppercuts, landing overhands, and actually also took him down. You know what I'm saying? And I had him on his back, so I'm like, oh man, and you know, if All Nick got you on the ground, it's like, you know, it's game over, because All Nick has over, what, 50 ad-buy submissions, like 50 submissions or something like that, or 45 submissions. So basically, there's parts in the fight, you know, like I said, I'm just reading from notes where All Nick was taking the fight to him. You know, I had him in bad situations, and it looked very close, man. So for those reasons, man, I mean, the speed from Aspinall, man, and the boxing compared to Spikvac is like, Spikvac striking is I mean it's there to set up his takedowns, and his ground game, in my opinion, may be his stronger point, but it's just the hands and the striking. It's just slower the movement, man. So I can see Aspinall pulling off a win here, and Aspinall gonna have the 2-inch reach on him. I think Aspinall have over 80 something, right? Yeah, 2-inch, like 80 something, 81, or 78 inch reach. Really? Oh, I guess they changed it up, because I had him here as an 80-inch reach. I guess they changed it because I had him here as 80, so it's pretty much even reach. Okay, my bad, guys. But I'm liking Aspinall though. Just the speed, the movement, the timing. It's just the technique. It's just the way, you know, how he boxes. You know, his combinations. You know what I'm saying? It's just on a different level than Spikvac on. I mean, Spikvac will let his hands go, but it's not on the same speed and timing and precision like what Aspinall has. This ground game, you know, if he gets Aspinall down on the ground, and that's different. You know, I can see him probably in a side mount, maybe landing down shots on him. It's very possible, and that's probably a way that Spikvac could win this fight, if he can get Aspinall down, which he may probably try to do that, like we saw with Spikvac versus who did he beat against Tai Tuivasa. Yeah, he did that. He took down Tai and actually got an arm triangle choke on him. So, like I said, neck crank, rear naked. With Spikvac Komoro, Spikvac main thing is his ground. It's not really striking, man. Because like I said, his striking is suspect looking. You know, he doesn't really have hands like that. He will still land hands and kicks, but it's not on that level. It's not on that technical striking level. But his submission games is where he's at. But Tam has a black belt in BJJ, so he should be able to can defend against that. But again, anything is possible in this game, guys. Right? Let me see here. Yeah, 6 by submissions, 5 by knockout. Again, guys, these are heavyweight guys, so it doesn't take much. Take one shot, lights out. Aspinall has been submitted already, so that's something to look at. He's been submitted already, man. And he fought Andrei Arlovski, Alan Badot, and Jay Collar. He was submitted the DQ legal downward elbow. Okay, so that's a DQ. Stuart Austin submitted him a heel hook. So, like I said, he's been submitted. Sergey Spicbak has submission, and that's what he's known for. But I'm going to go with Tom Aspinall for the win. I'm going to say Tom Aspinall by KO, TKO, and kind of confident, guys, but not really, because these are heavyweight guys. And it doesn't really take much, man. You could take one punch and your lights are out. And Sergey been knocked out already, so it doesn't really take much. And Aspinall being submitted, so anything is possible, but kind of confident, but not really. But Aspinall by KO, TKO. Then the main fight already. Oh, there's only 10 fights in this card, right? That's right. The main attraction, we got Derrick Bronson versus Darren Till. Derrick Bronson, man. Derrick Bronson is have a little good run here. Has 4 winning streak here. Derrick Bronson only loses to top guys though, man. Anderson Silva, Whitaker, Soja, Israel Asano. I mean, Yoel Romero. I mean, look at the guys. Kendall Grove, that's way back though in Show Fight 20. I mean, Derrick Bronson is not a bad fighter, guys. I mean, even though his stand-up is suspect at times, his chin is kind of high up, but he's been working on it. And he has gotten better, man. And his left overhand is where most of his power is coming from. But it looks like he's been training a lot more movement and timing and distancing now. And he's trying to use his striking to set up his wrestling more. So it's kind of going back to his wrestling and not just really coming there and just throwing overhands. Because then just doing that, you're going to gas yourself out. But Brunson here is a pretty well-rounded guy. Striking has improved. He's picking his shots more. He's actually setting up from the outside now with punches and kicks. And he's putting it all together, man. He's going to be the more experienced guy here, though, with that 2-inch reach. So, like I show you by the stats, by the guys he fought, his record here, this guy when he loses to top guys, man. Basically, guys who are champions, Israel Asano, Anderson Silva, Robert Whittaker's, man. I mean, Derrick Bronson's a good fighter, dude. I mean, he knows what he's doing there. I mean, he pulls off the wins. He found a way to get the win, man. His opponent here, Darren Till, though. Darren Till, he's a well-rounded guy too, but he sees not to do well when he's under pressure. Doesn't handle the pressure too well, and he will drop the ball, man. And he will slow down in the later rounds, and usually can get knocked down. And usually he will get knocked down from off of that overhand right. So if you're an orthodox stance, Till fights southpaw, you can always catch him with that right hand, man. Right on the side, right on the left side of him. So Brunson is actually a southpaw. So there's two southpaws here. So Brunson would have to switch up if you want to catch him. I mean, you possibly could catch him with the left. I mean, that's possible. But he would have to switch up stance. I don't really see Brunson switch to an orthodox stance. I see him mostly in southpaw. If we look at Darren Till losses here, Robert Whittaker, Jose Masvidal, and Tyron Woodley. I mean, but for the experience-wise, man, yeah, I mean, he fought Whittaker and Tyron on there. He's not experienced as Derrick Bronson is. I mean, Derrick Bronson can win this fight, guys. Let me see here. Till is usually more dangerous in the first and second round, which this is going to be a 5-round fight, I believe. So it's usually more dangerous in the first and second, but back in the days, he used to gas out a little bit more in his earlier fights. Now he's more composing himself. Like I saw against Whittaker, he kind of holding his, he's kind of like composing himself and not burning himself out too much, but he can still get taken down though. Robert Whittaker was looking for those takedowns, which Robert Whittaker had a hard time in a lot of those rounds to take him down. I believe in the fight, in a 5-round fight, I believe Whittaker took him down maybe, I want to say he took him like twice, right? But then, like I said, Till didn't look too bad in the fight, and Till looks to counter you. He looks to counter you straight on the pocket, and Till is quick in and out movements, and his takedown defense has gotten better, and his conditioning and cardio has gotten better. So for those reasons there, man, I mean, Brunson could take him down, but like I said, it all depends on the matchup still, and with Till is light in his feet, in and out. You know what I'm saying? Brunson would have to switch up stance in to get him with that right, with that overhand right, which he probably may if he study footages and his corner, you know, his trainers. But I can see, I was going for Brunson, but after I watched Brunson versus Kevin Holland, I kind of switch over to Till, man. I mean, there is still, you know, little holes in Brunson game that he still does, even though he's making improvement, but in the later rounds, he was still do the same thing. He rush in with his chin up and kind of reach out. Can't do that with Darren Till because Darren Till looks to counter you. You know what I'm saying? He looks to counter you and he looks to like move in and out, move backwards, bam. Or he waits to you for you to move in, and if you're moving in with your chin up and your hand reaching, you're going to get caught. His angles are good too. He angles off well. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Till, most of his weaknesses are for that right hand if you're in unorthodox stance. And both of these guys are southpaw. So, and Bronson's not really light on the feet like that. In the earlier rounds, it may be a little light, but Till is more bouncing in and out and looking to counter. And that's the thing, is the counters, man. I don't think Brunson will be quick enough to actually be able to take his head off center line, because he's going to come forward. He's going to look to try to do the same game plan that he did against Kevin Holland and Edmund Sebastian. You can see the game plans that he's working out. Even Yeon, he's looking to set up from the outside and then use his striking to set up his wrestling. He's trying to go back to the strong points. His overhand left is his strong point, but then, you know, people are figuring that out. You know, you keep throwing overhand. Eventually, you keep missing. The more you miss it, the more gas you're going to get. So, like I said, I had Brunson, but I'm not confident in this one. And I had him, but after I saw him fight Kevin Holland again, and I saw Till against Whitaker, it kind of had a change, man, because it's just the timing and the precision of striking by Till. It's the timing, man. And Brunson may get a takedown, it's possible, but even against Holland, I mean, Kevin Holland was basically, you know, he was basically overcommitting with his strikes. Like, he would land a strike, and he actually hurt Brunson, I believe, in the second round. But then once he landed, he just keep going in and keep throwing a bunch of punches, and then he's like he's overextending. It's like overcommitting. So when you overcommit, the punch is like way out there. So then he's then he's open to get taken down. With Darren Till pops the shot and pull it back. But then he's on his toes, pop the shot and pull it back because he's looking to counter. And when he's countering, he's kind of going backwards a little bit, but he's not putting himself out there to get taken down. So he's aware of the takedowns. And with Brunson, even though he was trying to take down Kevin Holland, you can tell that there are some points he was kind of struggling with it, even in the later rounds. You know, he would tie up here and there. And next thing to about Till is that counter elbow. He uses that counter elbow well. And if Brunson just runs in there, reaching, that corner elbow is going to get him. Like I said, I had Brunson, but after I watched footages of Brunson and Holland, I had to change my pick, man. So, like I said, guys, I watch videos on every single guy, and just from my videos alone and the movement, what side these guys fight on unorthodox or southpaw, it makes a freaking big difference because, you know what I'm saying, that's where most of the power coming from, depending on what stance they're fighting in. So if Brunson is southpaw, until his southpaw is like Till most weaknesses are for the right, which is unorthodox, and Brunson is not an orthodox stance, and he could switch to unorthodox, but then still his right hand is not his power, his left hand is his power. So I like Till for the win here, guys, and I'm gonna say Till by KO TKO, but I'm not confident because I'm not gonna sleep on Brunson. Because like I said, Brunson is an experienced guy here, man, and he will find a way to win. He will find a way to grind out the win, man. And if he happened to kind of land that overhand left, you could see Till going out. But it's usually the right that catches Till, you know what I'm saying, on the left side. But you never know, it could happen with the overhand left, it's possible. And then he could just grind him out for a win, or ground him, point him for a win. We see Brunson pull off wins, man. Like I said, I'm not sleeping on any one of these guys. It's just what I see from breaking down the fights and the footages. It's not a disrespect to any of these guys. All these guys belong here, and they're just doing what they love. You're doing it to pay their bills or whatever they need to do it for. You know, some people just love to do it just for the rush, just for the excitement, the fun of it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not here to like say, oh man, I don't like this guy, I like this guy. You know, I'm not here with no hate. All positivity at the end of the day. Even though it's fighting and then you're kicking each other's asses, but it's all love and all positivity at the end of the day. Either one of these guys could win, in my opinion. Either one can win, especially on this card. Even from the Jonathan Martinez or Rojo, either one of these guys can pull a win off. Either one of them, man. So there is no, oh man, this guy's way better on the odds. Which one? Take a look on the odds now. Let's take a look at the odds. Maintenance, temporary maintenance. Oh, yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, first fighter, Jonathan Martinez, -154, straight across. Rojo, plus. After Jonathan Martinez's last performance there, I would say this fight is more even, guys. This fight should be even because Rojo is not a bad fighter, man, and Rojo can win, and I had Rojo actually winning, and I switched it. So if I had Rojo winning, I switched it, even though it's underdog, still, you know what I'm saying? Underdogs can win, and favorites can win. It doesn't, you know, it all depends on the game plan you're going there with and your skill set, your mental state. So I disagree with the odds in here, and be careful. Martinez shouldn't be a favorite. Not after his last performance like that. You know what I'm saying? It should be just an even fight. Marc versus Dalcha. See, Marc is a favorite. Dalcha is a very explosive guy, man, and Dalcha is a quicker fighter, and if he closes the distance on Mark and you just start throwing punches, you just never know what's going to happen with a fight like this. You know what I'm saying? If he land a punch in Mark's face, you just never know. So for those reasons, the odds on Mark shouldn't be this high. I'll be careful. This should be an even fight too, guys. Both of these fights should be even. All right. Charles Jourdain versus Erosa. Charles Jourdain, man, it's a high favorite. Erosa could win, but like I said, he's not durable. He's been knocked out 5 times, and he's fighting a good guy like Jourdain who can strike. I wouldn't have Jourdain so high. I would have this fight close to even, with Jourdain edging it just a little bit, maybe like 130. You know, close to even. You know, like 130, 140, but not 200 and 190. You know, because Erosa is still an experienced guy, and if he can weather the storm from Charles and Charles can't catch him with a punch, or Charles is not able to outstrike him, Erosa will get a decision win, guys. All right, so be careful with this one too. Jack Shore, oh man, okay, he's a high favorite. I'm having flashbacks from Merchant versus Makadov. Is that what it is? Merchant versus Makadov? Merchant versus Maradov. Oh man, I'm having a flashback, guys. Flashback from Merchant versus Maradov. Oh, Jack Shore is a high favorite, man. He's totally high. But like I said, Liudvik is short notice, man. So I'm high on Jack Shore, and I feel Jack Shore is going to win this fight, guys. Like I said, I'm sure that Jack Shore is going to win the fight. Nothing is definite, guys. Just a joke, sure. Like I'm sure, but yeah, the odds are high on him, but he should win though, man. But still be careful, man, because we see this happen all the time. Merchant fight, right? Merchant and Maradov. It's a great example. That was the last card, right? So be careful. But I like Jack Shore, and he's my confident pick on this card. So also was Maradov. But every card is not always the same, guys. And Jack Shore is a very well-rounded guy. Jack Shore is actually more well-rounded than Maradov is, because Maradov have holes in his game too. He gets tired a lot. He gasses out. Jack Shore is going to push the pace all the way, and that's it. He's going to push that pace. He's going to push a high pace. Jack Shore more of an MMA fighter. Maradov is more of a stand-up fighter, but he has a ground game. But Jack Shore is very good on the ground and is very good standing up. So Jack Shore should win this fight. All right. Kim versus McCann. Perfect. Even fight, especially with that 10-inch reach. Even fight. I don't disagree with this one. See, 125. You know, Kim a little edging it there for the reach on some sides there, and other sides even. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So even fight. This fight here can go either way. It's the heads or tail. Luigi, Paddy 148, 160. You know what, man? From what I see from Luigi, I would edge it a little more closer. Very, very close to even. So I may edge the fight to Paddy, maybe like 125, 130 around there. Close, very, very close. You know, close to even. Like it could just be even on the day of the fight. So cause Luigi is not that bad, man. Okay? And Paddy is making his debut, so be careful. Khalil Rountree and Modesta. He had Modesta 146 straight across 27. It's the next fight here, man. I mean, Khalil Rountree, like I said, he freezes in the fight, and it could be a mental thing. So having Modesta as a favorite, I don't disagree. I would have it a little more closer though, because Khalil could pull off a win. He could, but I would have Modesto like 125, 130, kind of close to even. All right. Alex Morono, David Zawada. Okay, they have Zawada as underdog here. Morono's favorite. Like I said, Morono will look for takedowns, and I feel like he could be the more well-rounded guy here. 130, 128, but it all depends on the game planning. If he plans to stand up straight and just strike with David, then the fight is even. I mean, because David can strike. If he looks for takedown now and mix it up with MMA, then it's different. So some sides have like 130, 128. So it's kind of close to even in a kind of way. But I would push it more very, very close to even. Like on the day of the fight could be even. Because it all depends on the game planning, man, and that's hard to tell. If Alex come in here and just stand up, David going to throw some heavy leg kicks, his jabs, his combinations from the outside, setting up from the outside. If Alex not looking for takedown or mix up the fight, he could lose by decision. So be careful with this one, guys. Spikvac and Tom Aspinall. Fam, Aspinall is high as hell. I mean, I see Aspinall winning, and like I said, I'm kind of confident in this fight here. Because Spikvac, I mean, stand-up wise, Tom is a better striker. Tom has BJJ black belt. Spikvac is more for the ground. You look for submissions. So if you can get Tom to the ground, then you could submit him. It's very possible. And came off a win there against Olnick, but that wasn't an impressive win though. 2 heavyweights, I'll be careful. I'll be careful, man. Aspinall, I have him as a favorite, but not at 200 though. Maybe like 140. Close, very close to even, because both heavyweights, and Spivak is not going to be the better striker, but if you can get the fight to the ground, you know, Tom could be in problems. Even though Tom is BJJ black belt, he's supposed to can defend it. But at 200, nah, I'll say we're like 150. So I disagree. Darren Till, Derrick Bronson. Till's favorite here. After watching the footages, I really don't disagree. I mean, the timing from Till, man, his precision, the countering. I mean, Brunson gonna have to stop that, and Brunson doesn't do well against that. You know what I'm saying? If he chin is high, he's rushing in, which he doesn't really do that anymore as much. He paces himself, you know, and kind of set up from the outside, so he just doesn't dart in. You know what I mean? He set it up now, but still, man, Till is a quicker guy. You know, it's just his countering, his timing, but still, Derrick Bronson is the more experienced guy, and if he can, you know, take you into deep waters, then he probably couldn't drown you. So, and if you can get Till down, there'd be problems for Till. But he has to consistently get Till down, though. Consistently in this 5-round fight. So they're going to be a part in that fight. Maybe second or third round where Brunson may move in and Till corner him. Either with the elbow or the straight. And that could be it. So 188, it's not bad. But I have it a little bit closer, though. Maybe like 140 around there. Because Brunson is still experienced and he always finds a way to win, man. Always find a way to win. So, fights I disagree with is a lot of fights. Cause I think this card is a little more closer than what they're making it look like, man. I feel like Darren Till and Brunson, be careful. Spikvac and Tom, I do feel like Tom will win, but still be careful slightly. Alex Morono and David Zawada, still be careful here, even though it looks like it's going to be an even fight. So I mean, it's about right. It's going to be an even fight, but still be careful. Khalil, Rountree and Modestas. Still, you gotta still be careful with this one, man. I think all the fights here, man, to be honest with you, man, you got to be very careful. Kim and McCann is pretty much even. That's about right. Shore, I like Shore for this one. So basically, Shore and Tom Aspinall, I like. Charles Jourdain and Erosa, I still be careful with that one. And Dalcha and Marc, I'd be careful with that one. And Roger Martinez, I'd be careful. So there's a lot of fights here, man. Nearly all the fights, and there's only 10 fights. The only ones that I feel a little more safe with is Tom Aspinall and Jack Shore, man. And it's not just by the odds, it's just by the opponents they're fighting. You know, they may have a little bit more edge over them, you know. But, you know, like a long way of distance, like the skills is like, you can kind of tell that they should win. Not like the Merchant and Morono fight though, man. But, yeah, guys, so that's about it right there, man. That's my odds breakdown there. So nearly all the fights are kind of, you gotta be careful. It's very, very close card, man. I have the odds way closer than what they have in here. Mostly all the fights should be even. So, yep. So that's about it there, guys. Remember to hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button so you can get these videos out, man, get more exposure, right? Also, subscribe to my Patreon account, which I'll leave the links down below. The Patreon account will have my face-off picks. We'll have some prop bets in there and also some combination plays on there. Could be like a 5 parlay, a 6 parlay. It could be a 3 parlay, you know what I'm saying? Like I just told you here, the Tom Aspinall. And the Jack Shore, that could be a parlay right there, like a 2 parlay, something going on there. Maybe might throw Charles Jourdain in there. So, you know, so I'm going to mix it up for you guys and put it on the Patreon account. So you guys go over there and sign up, man. I believe it's what, I mean, guys, only $10 a month. I have a couple subscribers already. You guys sign up, man. And those picks that I'm giving you, those face-off picks, is a lot of work I put into those. The prop bets, a lot of work. Just making the YouTube videos here, it's a lot of freaking work. It's not easy, man, to sit here and watch all the fights and break them down. There's some weeks, you know, you may not do as well. That's just how it goes. You're making a prediction. Anything is possible, man. But not every week will be the same, though. So some weeks, week after week, will be better than some weeks. Could be more back-to-back wins. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to predict these things, but with this card here, this card is a tough card, to be honest with you. This is not an easy card, man. So again, anything could happen here. And that's why I like to watch the face-offs and also the weigh-ins, because you can see the guy's mannerisms. You can see how tall the guy is. You know what I'm saying? You can see how the body looks if they make weight. You know, so like I said, sign up to that Patreon account, hit the thumbs up. Enough love out to everybody. One love. Os.